This is one of my favorite photos. I was taking pictures in Reno, Nevada of old motels and the classic signs and stuff before they started tearing those down. And I look across the street and I see this vision of a woman looking at me wondering what in the heck this guy is doing. And she's so herself. When you ask about what I want to capture when I take photos of people, them as themselves. And to me, this is just exactly who she is, how she is. She's just my favorite picture of a person that I've ever taken is this lady right here. I don't know who she is, but I love her. She's my favorite. In 2010, I was the manager for the Everett Census Office. And we were in charge of counting everybody from the King-Snohomish County line to Canada. But it's a strange thing to try and count every single person in the world. So it was a fun, unique experience. But when it ended, I had all this time on my hand. And at that same time, journalism around the area was taking a big hit. Financially, people were cutting, they weren't covering things. People didn't know what was going on. They weren't sending reporters out. And with the internet, I realized I've done radio for a long time. I know how to write short stories. People want to know why the fire truck was in their neighborhood. I can do that. I can put it on the web, and it won't cost me a fortune. So I started doing that. And I started chasing police cars and fire trucks in Everett, and then rolled forward into covering city council meetings and things of that nature. And it grew into a great niche that I could do on the web without a huge cost. I didn't need a transmitter, I didn't need a printer, I didn't need all that. So that's what got me started doing that in 2011.
Fire incidents attract a lot of people, and there's usually people standing around. But as you attend enough of them, you start to see the same face over and over again. In some cases that raises an eyebrow, like, why are you here again? But it became pretty clear through his work online that he was there to photograph and document the incidents, and that's how we sort of became acquainted with him and started to develop a relationship that involved some trust.
Typically, if there was an incident or something happening in Everett, Leland would often get there just right after our first responders did, camera in hand and ready to get the information from our team and get it shared out with the community, which is great. With those kind of really hyper-local Everett-specific stories and things that are happening right now, it was really useful to have a partner like Leland to be able to help us tell those stories. Especially when it comes to local news, it's not all about headlines. A lot of it's about connecting our community and helping them get access to information by providing quality local journalism for free.
Well, I think everybody in Everett has seen Everett through Lee's lens by now. When you had My Everett News, for us, that became the go-to. That's where we essentially got all of our news. And the thing that's interesting about Lee is that he knows more about what's going on in Everett than anybody here. I'm convinced of that. Leland's work has impacted basically our ability to be known. We were starting basically from nothing, from a concept in the community, trying to bring in concerts, we're opening a restaurant, that type of thing. And so Lee and his documenting of what we were doing, I feel like really kind of put us on the map.
If Leland would have not been so passionate and living in this community and be passionate about it, I think a lot of people would have missed out on what's happening now, what's happening tomorrow.
Well, Leland, in the beginning, was an amateur photographer. He was just doing what most of us would do, and that was pointing a camera at something and using the program settings and seeing what he came up with. We've kind of watched him grow from really just an amateur with a camera to a photographer with photography skills. And now we see him doing things that are, yes, they're photo documentation, but they're also artistic. And so we're starting to see him, over the last several years, really spread his wings to become a true both professional photographer and an artist.
I just think he has a tremendous eye for photographing people and events.
I really like his portraits. His portraits are lively. They are bringing out the character of the person. They're colorful.
One thing that I really get out of photography that I've really learned, it doesn't matter about the camera that you have. It was really cool that the Firefighters Association got me this great zoom lens, right? But I've taken some amazing pictures with a really lousy cell phone camera. But the picture is what comes through. And that's what I like more is, how's the composition? What is this story being told? What is this thing? It doesn't matter if it's a little out of focus. It doesn't matter if it's grainy. What matters is what story is it telling. That's what I like most about photography.